I'm Danielle, a sales executive within the commercial team here at Bytron. Before we move into the webinar, I just want to take a moment to introduce Skybook and what our solution helps airlines achieve. I will also talk about some of the reasons as to why our customers choose us. So Skybook is a seamless automated data management system that comprises of a modular ground portal and our pilot EFB application. The system integrates your data from a host of other systems and third parties, giving you a fully connected airline and an end-to-end solution. So why do our customers choose Skybook? We are proud to work with over 100 customers globally. We're also supplying them with an ISO accredited and EASA approved system. Our customers enjoy access to our support help desk, which is on hand 24/7, 365 days a year. And they are also further supported by one of our dedicated account managers. We also guarantee a minimum of 99.95% uptime. So this is giving you complete confidence in our infrastructure and reliability. Our development roadmap is completely customer driven. We listen to what our customers feel are important features to include within our solution and take that forward for implementation. One of the ways in which we get this feedback is by hosting a twice yearly customer user forum. This gives our customers an opportunity to discuss what is happening within the market, what they are hoping to see from Skybook moving forward, and then also the option to vote on the next planned developments. So now that you know what Skybook is, I'll hand you over to Sean McLean, who is one of our product specialists here at Bytron, and he will lead you through the rest of the webinar. Also, don't forget, there is a Q&A session at the end of the webinar, so should you want any more detail about the topic he covers, feel free to ask away then. Over to you, Sean.
Hi there, I'm Sean McLean. I'm the product specialist here at Bytron. Now that you know about Skybook, it's my job to explain how we do it and highlight the efficiencies that our seamless integration and data exchange can bring to your operation. An integrated system continuously works to ensure that both your teams on the ground and those on the flight deck have the most up-to-date information at the time they need it most. Skybook can become the eco-centre of your flight operations, with the creation of digital briefings from integrated sources such as your OFP provider, the UK Met Office, NOAA and Eurocontrol. Add to that the ability to create and add notices, sector attachments and sector messages to a briefing. Your teams will have the ability to tailor the information flow from dispatch to flight deck without needing to print, email or scan documentation. Further integration power can be felt in the flight deck, where third-party applications are link embedded within our Skybook EFB application, providing instant access to your navigational chart applications, as well as receiving deferred defect MEL data for your operating aircraft from your maintenance system. Add to this the ability to import and view your latest load sheets, station RAIM information, and much more. Skybook really is at the heart of your electronic flight bag. It doesn't stop there too. Post-flight, we work with third-party solutions to return single point of truth data collated in our electronic journey log back to the origin of that data. This data can assist in automating routine maintenance scheduling, managing crew hours, as well as improving on-time performance and fuel efficiencies. Whilst onboarding our customers, it is regularly noted that the workflows within an airline can differ based on a variety of different requirements and factors linked to the sector, region and operations the airline undertakes. Skybook can offer a dynamic auto-release of briefing data, requiring minimal interaction from your OCC and dispatch teams, as well as a more strict releasing policy, being shown in the background here, with filters available for dispatch desks, requiring dispatcher digital signatures before the briefing release is made available to your pilots. Each stage of the release process can be truly tailored dependent on your own procedures and policies, so you're not hamstrung by our system and can tailor it to suit your needs. Furthermore, we have worked to align the workflows within the EFB application to match the phases of operating a flight or sector. Our summary page gives a detailed overview of the most important details relating to the flight, as well as offering quick links to third-party applications or important areas inside our own tool. Our briefing page gives flight deck crews all the necessary tools they require to complete their pre-flight briefing in a digital environment. This includes an interactive map function that replaces the traditional paper on glass weather charts. We show airfield and FIR METAR and TAF data, advanced filtering on NOTAMs, sector attachments, notices, and messages. We also offer bookmarking functionality, so that this information can be retrieved and reviewed at ease during any phase of the flight. We then present event capture fields to aid in building the single point of truth data flow, including fuel planning fields, ground services, delay capturing, and the capture of actual waypoint data. We can then look at the post-flight fuel and capture that also. And we also have the ability to share free text comments from the app to the airline's internal departments in almost real time when the app is connected to a data source, 4G, 5G or Wi-Fi. As you can see from the navigation bar at the bottom, these fields all follow a pre-flight, in-flight and post-flight workflow. New for 2023, we've released our library section within the Skybook application. Within this area, pilots can view an array of useful forms that have been designed and authored within our Skybook ground portal. These forms, when completed and submitted with your post-flight data, will be retained within the associated record vault file for that completed flight, as well as being emailed to the author. This functionality removes the need for traditional paper-based forms, speeding up the information flow within your airline and streamlining your internal reporting processes. The forms can be configured to be smart forms too, requiring less data input from your crew, as the form takes information directly from the data sources within your OFP, crew schedule, and much more. Additionally, Skybook now has a document library, which can house all of the important documentation related to operating your aircraft. Training manuals, OEM manuals, and MELs can all be stored as PDF documents within our easy-to-use document library. Documents can be targeted to a particular fleet or to individual aircraft. Using the search functionality of the PDF reader within the document library, it is now easy for your pilots to have quick reference to find all of the important items within the document that they are looking at. We've also made the transition from our dispatch page to our ops board module much easier, whilst also giving both modules a fresh facelift, improving the user experience. It is now much easier to configure the view, filter the information on show, as well as searching for the flights you need to see, saving both time and effort in those busy operating periods. Whilst we're looking at dispatch and ops board, it is a great time for me to show you the hidden features that we have available for your dispatchers. The submenu available under the ellipsis on the left-hand side column introduces the user to a variety of flight data and briefing information that is applicable to the flight in question. The flight data section includes ATC slot and passenger information, as well as access to the flight summary page, which is updated as data is received back from the pilot's EFB application. The crew menu can be used to manually update the crew manifest for a sector, including selecting the commander of the flight, as well as selecting those crew who may be deadheading whilst on duty. Sector messaging provides a secure, free text area that can be used to include messages within a pilot's briefing. This can be used to alert a crew member to roster changes, information around the operational aircraft, or any other information deemed necessary to complement the digital briefing that has been made available. Sector attachments can also be manually added to a briefing using this menu. For use in adding supplements such as dangerous good NOTAMs, trip itineraries and Gendex can all be uploaded as PDF documents and seen within either a printed briefing or within the digital briefing in our Pilot EFB application. Under briefing, you can see the weather and NOTAM information for your departure, destination and published alternates. This data mirrors that provided to the digital briefing for the flight deck crew. The weather briefing charts and a copy of the full PDF briefing can also be viewed here. If your workflow requires, sectors can be joined together to create a multi-sector voyage within the sector briefing module, whereby the full briefing package can be viewed, accepted, and then released by a dispatcher or OCC operator for a pilot's attention and work. The overall workflow of a briefing pack can be viewed under the status column. A date timestamp, as well as a signature where required, is provided for each action point within the lifespan of the brief, including those that take place within the EFB application. Our ops board is a timeline view of your scheduled flights from dispatch. We provide a visual presentation of your flights. Each flight has a flight status block which denotes the current status of the flight. We use amber borders for delays up to 60 minutes and red borders for delays over 60 minutes, ensuring that your dispatchers and OCC teams have an effective visual reference to the status of the daily flight schedule. The ops boards can also be filtered by tail or schedule, by the fleets and city pairs, and you can see flight alerts from the notification bell. Again, give that visual reference to your OCC and dispatch teams.
Skybook's post-flight analytics have also seen a significant investment over this last year, with deep dive reports available to assist you in monitoring and diagnosing your on-time performance and fuel usage. Using the single point of truth data taken from the Skybook app, your operations teams can now see where the most damaging delays sit within your schedule, allowing you to highlight trends, meaning greater awareness of where improvements can be made to your operation. Using the actual fuel used information recorded within the Skybook app, operators can also now see where they are using the most amount of fuel in comparison to what is planned in their OFP. Our Skybook fuel dashboard empowers users to see what the planned versus actual burn is across routes, fleets and particular aircraft over set periods such as the last 30, 60 and 90 days. This information will allow airlines to highlight where they may have significant overfueling, regular rerouting, extended flights, as well as highlighting what your least efficient aircraft are.
Moving away from the flight deck and looking further at modules that assist the wider operational workflows, it is well worth noting that our Skybook solution is more than just a pilot application. We process over 50,000 packs of briefing data a week, and in doing so, we can offer real-time data and information to your teams on the ground, assisting in proactive decision making, which can save your airline time, money, and safeguard your flying schedule.
Our GADS compliant flight tracking system displays planned route data alongside live actual flight positioning data from both terrestrial and space-based ADS-B sources. We can also use ACARS data too. Overlaying the actual data against your planned flight data means that we can alert your operators when an aircraft deviates from its planned routing, enters into a holding pattern, or in the rarest of circumstance when we receive no position report for 15 minutes. These alerts mean that you do not need to keep a fixed watch on the flight tracking module, as our alerts will appear no matter which Skybook page is loaded, and is made even more recognisable when our traditional blue Skybook header turns red. Flight tracking can also be used to review weather situations at varying flight levels and forecast times, so dispatchers and planners can preempt possible weather issues and look to reroute or divert their planned routing as necessary. No-fly zones are also overlaid, so dispatchers can ensure that no flights are planned to fly through these areas. Further weather and NOTAM monitoring can be achieved through our Airfield Watch module, where a dispatcher can select from automated groups linked to your flying programme, or manually selected groups of airfields to see clear colour-coded METAR and TAF data relating to the ceiling, visibility, RVR and wing components for the airfields being monitored. Coloured using a traffic light system of red for critical, amber for warning and green for minima OK, each airfield can be configured as part of a group or individually based on operational requirements and the minimas being operated by your airline. We also highlight when critical NOTAMs are also part of the airfield briefing, using the same colour coding, and these are presented on the bottom border of an airfield segment. Furthermore, you can configure to receive email updates for when new critical NOTAMs are received, giving chief pilots, base captains and OCC managers an instant notification of those important NOTAM updates. These emails can be used to instigate OCC or dispatcher tasks also. As you can see from the example shown, you can click to enter an airfield's information page too, where METAR and TAF, NOTAM, SIGMET and notices can all be viewed for the airfield. The colour coding contained here is exactly the same, so where subject text within the NOTAMs are coloured red or amber, they represent critical and warning NOTAMs. Finally, I'd like to share some of the upcoming features that you can look forward to seeing from Skybook in the next 12 months. Features included in our immediate roadmap include AID interface functionality to reduce manual data entry within the application, enhancing our NOTAM filtering service to include keyword filtering so that operators are not restricted to Q-code filtering alone, ARINC 633-3 and 4 parser work to open up Skybook to a wider range of flight plan providers, and further development on our ever popular form builder module. Finally, our last development release of this year sees a new and improved record vault joining our reporting and analytics module. As well as much greater improved UI experience, this release contains a whole host of new benefits which will make the review and audit of post-flight data more accessible. The key features of this upgrade includes an improved flight history grid, making it easier to identify, search and filter flights by a larger variety of selection criteria. Our enhanced filtering options, tooltips and customizable columns include hiding or showing columns, pinning columns to the left or right, and users will now be able to easily generate reports for not only all flights, but also specific groupings of flights as CSV or PDF files. The new flight summary page includes flight information and key times, status events timelines so auditors can see where key events in a flight's lifespan occurred and by whom these key events were performed, crew details including colour coding to identify changes in crew, and there is also a comprehensive overview of delays and planned versus actual fuel comparisons. We've also reorganised the post-flight data record to mirror the workflow pilots use within the Skybook EFB application, including a fuel section, improved navlog, and the inclusion of Skybook assets such as EFF files, documents, sector attachments, forms and voyage details. As a recap of this session, we've introduced you to our completely modular Skybook system. A system that is not only bringing efficiencies and smarter working to your teams within the flight deck, but also the wider operational departments of your airline. The system is resilient and secure, with our current operators taking advantage of our proven 99.95% guaranteed uptime service. Our Skybook EFB application delivers timely briefings with accurate weather and NOTAM information, whilst also allowing a simple gathering of essential journey log data
in a workflow that has been truly developed by pilots. Our Skybook ground portal connects the operations teams to the flight deck with pre-flight briefing as well as real-time weather, NOTAM and flight tracking data, delivering an enhanced situational awareness across all departments. Post-flight, we connect your teams to the data gathered in the flight deck, providing slick reporting of on-time performance and fuel usage trends, as well as storing all of this data for a minimum of 90 days within our new and improved record vault.